Now, this is a very important video I have to make. That's the reason why I got out of bed when I was tucked in like a little baby and put on my dressing gown. Now, I am running on like 3 hours of sleep, so I look extra corpsey today. But, you know, I got the important text that something big is happening, so I jumped out of bed to talk about it. Now, I'm sure you, as a consumer, I mean, you're consuming slop content right now, so you are a consumer. You love to consume. Who doesn't? Being a consumer, you buy various things, sometimes online. Maybe a PS5 with no games. Maybe an Xbox with negative games. Maybe a PC that costs $10,000 to make, and by next year, it will be completely outdated. Now, there's a very popular slogan, but you might not have ever heard of it, and it's called Shop Like a Billionaire. And that is the slogan that Temu uses, because if you look at their website, the prices are so incredibly low all the time, it pretty much has to be a scam. Now, Temu is a US online-based marketplace, like, for example, Etsy, eBay, stuff like that, but they pretty much ship everything directly from China. Now, there's already been loads and loads of deep dives just going into how much of a shady company Temu really is.
Is Temu, the popular new shopping app from China, just a glorified Chinese spy app? And are the bargains too good to be true? Now, from privacy concerns to potential security breaches, I will dissect everything that you need to know, cut through the rumors, and get down to the hard facts.
Now, if you go onto the Temu website, you will just see, like, the discounts on these things are insane. It is like they want to get rid of this stock because it's being looked at by the feds. Like, 99% off so many items. You get so many discounts shoved in your face, and recently, it has actually overtaken Wish as the biggest online marketplace. The only company that it hasn't actually dethroned yet is Amazon, because it's pretty much impossible to do that. There's also a website called the Better Business Bureau rating, and they basically go around and, like, kind of assess websites if they're safe or not, and if they, you know, do good conduct. And they've said it appears Temu is an online marketplace, and the company name is Whaleco Inc., which is registered in Massachusetts as a foreign corporation through Delaware. It appears items ordered are typically directly shipped from manufacturers in China and other countries, and they gave it like a C+ rating, saying that it isn't accredited. Basically, they did their survey on the website and they left a big fat see me after class. Now, the big question is Temu legit? If I put in my credit card details on that website to get my mom some paper origami plane for Mother's Day, am I going to get hacked and all of my credentials sold to a scammer? Well, honestly, the website operates a lot like Wish, and I'm sure you've all seen the meme when you buy a Bluetooth speaker from Wish.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
And another big question that people ask, where did Temu come from? It seems to have just spawned out of nowhere, now being one of the biggest retail companies in the world. Now, the company was originally started by Colin Huang, or his real name, Huang Zheng. Now, he is a Chinese billionaire, and he owns a company called Pinduoduo, which is a Chinese online retailer, and that's a Chinese retailer which focuses on stuff like agricultural
industry,
which made this guy in 2021 2.44 trillion Chinese yuan. I typed in Chinese yuan to Great British pound and it just came up with 11 pence. Like, I thought that's how much the 2.44 trillion equated to, just 11p. It's a tenth of a quid, I'll take it. So to put in perspective, that's like 329 million US dollars or 261 million pound sterling. And then if you want to be funny, you could probably do the conversion in like Vietnamese dong, which is a literal monopoly money meme currency that is so inflated it means absolutely nothing anymore. I'm going to put on screen how much that's worth in Vietnamese dong.
8,197,136,332,680,000.
Now, Pinduoduo Inc., or PDD Holdings, they own other subsidiaries like Hong Kong Walnut Street Limited. They are a massive company that's spread out pretty much everywhere. But there's a very important aspect as to how products on Temu are so cheap.
Now, according to Temu, their low prices are achieved because they have a deep network of merchants, logistic partners, and an established ecosystem of suppliers. Now, Temu's sister company, Pinduoduo, the equivalent of Temu in China, was originally created to leverage social shopping with team purchasing to get lower prices for consumers.
So essentially they can make so much money and sell so many products is because they cut out the middleman. They do it all completely themselves, knowing that it's going to make a profit depending on what the market's looking like. This is basically like the drop shippers that you see posting all over TikTok, how they made 50K in a day on a grand scale. Now, one thing I've noticed with all these websites like Temu and Wish and, you know, anything off like TikTok Shop, it is just like all this plastic garbage that you do not need. Maybe you can add it on like a keychain to dangle it in front front of a baby, but all of it is just like, it's pointless. It is all plastic nonsense. Like, I'm looking on the website now, you've got Prime Hydration keychains. I'm seeing this purple power toothpaste that I've seen all over TikTok that can apparently like remove any kind of abrasions or the yellowing of your teeth, and it just doesn't work. Keep in mind, by the way, if you see any product saying it can make your teeth whiter, the enamel on your teeth is meant to be yellow. You are not meant to have perfect pearly white teeth. If you see someone and they've got a perfect white smile, it's veneers they got done in Turkey, or it's veneers they got done in Turkey. So basically, they do everything themselves, but then claim that they've got a deep network of merchants, logistic partners, and an established ecosystem of suppliers, making it out that they've almost got this underground garden where they're just growing these little workers that are instantly going to start like contributing to Temu. What also helps as well is the way the entire website is structured. The more people that buy a product, the cheaper it is to sell, because if you bulk ship something, it's overall going to be a lot cheaper. So the most popular items end up being the most cheapest, therefore being the most popular because they're the most cheapest. Now, you might think that they're making a lot of money from the sale of all these merchandise, like for example, the Logan Paul Prime like key ring, but most of their revenue is actually from online marketing services, not e-commerce. PDD, for example, I'm probably just going to call them PewDiePie Limited. They sell advertising services to their merchants. These merchants can then submit stuff like keywords or products, and they're then charged on a commission of each one sold. So they are actually growing dropshippers. They are growing them. I also found a breakdown of PDD and how much they generate revenue from like each transaction and all of their fees. So online marketing services is 72%, transaction fees is 18%, and merchandise sales is around 10%. So that means that Temu basically is also in the service of collecting data, because of course, having your money is no longer enough. We also need to know your full name, where you live, and the 3 numbers on your social security card. So you really can argue that it's a service that, if anything, they're making a lot of money on the side, but more importantly, they're collecting your data, which is exactly what TikTok does. Now, I do want to say, by the way, I'm not saying like China apps le bad. Every fucking social media app collects your data. Every single one. You have absolutely no privacy. Anything you search, anything you say, it's all logged, recorded, sold to advertisers. Your soul is now probably up there in cyberspace, and when you die, there'll probably be a character AI online of you in perfect form. But on top of this as well, they have really interesting schemes, like for example, referral apps. So if you get someone to actually install Temu and join the Temu master race, you can get discounts and bonuses. It also goes to show that like whenever you see someone shilling Temu, they are actually like crisis actors. They seem so obviously paid off. Like they won't say that it's a commission or that it's an ad, but you could just tell like they are way too happy for something that Wish basically did like 5 years prior. The thing is, I buy a lot of things online, right? You don't need to know what all of them are. But what I'm saying is, usually when it asks me to leave a review, even if I love the product, I never do that. No one ever does that. We're lazy bastards. What we probably do is buy something online, and then for some bizarre reason, we open up YouTube and start watching reviews of the thing that we already sunk our money into, which is like some bizarre kind of mental illness. We all do it. You probably just did it buying some AirPods. But the reviews for Temu, it's like whenever someone buys a product on Temu, they're giving it a positive review and then asking like their husband or wife to also give a positive review because they're in the same household that the product was sent to. Like if you go through these reviews, they just seem like paid. Completely paid shills. It is crazy how much they're shilling this. They're probably going to start their own Temu religion. Now, obviously, one thing that's also very important with any product, like something you buy online or like a video game, usually people are much more keen to write a negative review than a positive one. If they buy the product, they like it, great. Oh, I'm too kind of absorbed in the product. I don't really have time to write a review. But if it doesn't arrive or it's damaged or it's not up to par, that's when you write a negative review, because usually you're venting your frustration and also you can get the attention of the seller who can probably try and rectify it and send you something else. Now, this is the interesting part. Apparently, some creators have reported that they were offered like 4-figure sums just to write positive reviews for Temu. So that's exactly why you see so many TikTokers just being so positive about this. They don't care. They just want the bag. Now, a lot of people have accused Temu of basically being a spyware app that if you install it, it's gonna steal all your data. I mean, to be fair, I have seen numerous videos going into great detail how when they put their card details onto Temu, they actually got their bank details stolen and money exited their account.
Yeah. So my bank details got sold to the black market by Temu.
She's not lying. Currently, I'm going through the same thing. I don't know if it was because of Temu, but the situation happened right after I made some purchases from Temu. And I was already sketched about the website, but I've heard good stuff about it. But I checked my account like last Friday. I was at $1. $1. And I called my bank immediately. I didn't have, it happened like fast. I wasn't getting like monthly charges. It all happened at once, and they broke it down to like $23, $5, $1. Like, it was broken down, so my bank didn't tell me nothing. Next thing you know, $500 gone. And I just had gotten paid, so luckily I paid my bills. But I'm like, this is not a joke. Like, you have to be careful. And I watched my bank closely, so...
I mean, you've got various apps that are totally free to download, like, for example, Discord. But despite that, Discord will still sell and share all of your data because you're the product. It's completely free to install, unless you're enough of a degenerate to actually pay for Nitro. Shame on you. Now, it is confirmed that Temu 100% does collect the following data: your name, your address, your phone number, your birthday, photos, and social media profile. Oh my God, okay, that's pretty scary, actually. As well as your phone OS, your IP address, which is kind of a given, and your GPS location. Now, some of you might be going, don't worry, guys, it's a company based in America. It's based in Boston. We're totally fine. I mean, we've already got Microsoft and Apple selling all of our data. What's wrong with Temu? Well, the problem is it's actually based in the Cayman Islands, the same islands where they were like saying that Fire Festival was going to take place. And it's also got subsidiaries registered in China. And again, with that company that I mentioned, PDD, at the helm here. Now, Temu has had some pretty terrifying features, like, for example, one of them where it was caught having malware that exploited the vulnerabilities of, like, Android phone. I know, I get it, okay? Like, everyone that's watching the video that has an iPhone, they're going to jump on this saying, iPhone bros, we won! We actually get to use our phone above 5 frames a second. Okay, that's true, you got me, and also you have a much better camera. But, that being said, I'll get back to you on that one. But it also has a malware that tries to obtain pretty much every detail on your phone. It's terrifying. Now, the company that owns it, PDD, they were actually suspended from the Google Play Store, I think in like March this year. I think to conclude this, Temu itself is a legit company whose parent company, PDD, is publicly tradable on the NASDAQ, which is the thing that Walter White said in Breaking Bad. The NASDAQ is basically the stock exchange in New York City. I think it's the second biggest one. But yeah, obviously behind the curtain, there is some very, very shady stuff going on. Honestly, I would probably stick to the Bluetooth speakers from Wish that have like a French accent for some reason. That's probably a lot safer than using Temu.